Andrea Petkovic, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Cinema
Thank you so
Sessions.
much.
Let's watch some, here we go.
Okay.
What do you think we're going to pull up first?
Probably the Sharapova match.
Oh,
Ah.
nailed it.
That was the best match I've ever played, and
Wait. This match?
yes, 100%.
Best, like, full, not just the Australian Open.
Ever. And the reason why I say that is because I've played good matches, and I've played smart matches, and I've played maybe better matches than this one.
Yeah.
But everything was just going right. It felt like all angels, all the gods of the different religions.
Swirling around you.
Yes, all the Greek gods had united to put a somehow thing of protection above me.
Yeah,
and
shell.
I was just feeling so good about everything. And I think later on I was a much better tennis player, but in this match, just everything went right. And I think Maria was she was coming back from injury, so she wasn't obviously the Maria that we know, the former Australian Open champion. But so she was just, I think, a bit tense. And when did I ever play a drop shot?
I was just going to say, that was the best volley you've ever hit. I can confirm that.
Exactly. So if you see Andrea Petkovic hitting drop shots, you know.
She's feeling good.
Exactly.
Do you, when something happens like that, when everything's feeling good, what is that feeling like on court?
So it's interestingly no feeling at all. That's when you play best. So when players talk about, I'm in the zone, I'm feeling everything, I think that's when you just are not thinking at all, not feeling at all. Your subconscious is at work, and it's just my dad and my coach, Peter. Your subconscious is just taking over. It's like that system where you don't have to think about anything. It just feels like, everything is going your way.
And then break out the dance moves.
Yeah, the Petco dance. I mean, honestly, if I had known that I would have been asked about it still 15 years later, I would have never brought it out because it got so annoying at one point.
The win over Sharapova put you into your first ever Grand Slam quarterfinal, and you play Li Na, who is already a top player. What's the feeling of making the Elite Eight and being a part, really, of history when you make it that far at a Grand Slam?
Well, I had a milestone in the week, 2 weeks before in Brisbane. I played finals there. I lost to Petra Kvitova. She was playing insane that final. It was really great. And I reached the top 50 for the first time. And for some reason, when I had that in the bag, I kind of relaxed. And I think because that had always been my goal to reach the top 50, it felt like that was the way I could justify being a professional tennis player if I was one of the 50th best 50 players in the world.
Right.
And so when I reached that, kind of a burden fell off my shoulders, and I credit that partly to that run I had at the Australian Open then.
Okay, so you mentioned Kvitova. You guys had
Yes.
some classic battles, but this is 2018. This is the first round, isn't it?
It is the first round, yes. I was not seeded. I think I was coming back from injury. You can see this tape on my neck.
Yeah, you're rocking a lot of tape here.
Yes, I was playing well again, but physically, whenever I practiced a bit harder, it was still hard for me to kind of not get, sore, because I had just been back from injury. And so I was wearing, a lot of tape. I was physically not 100%, but I was hitting the ball well, and I always liked playing Petra. Her game matches quite well with mine.
Okay, so this is when we were playing extended third sets. You go to 10-8 in the third, nearly 3 hours on court. What's the feeling for you here?
Well, it was now it's called 15. Well, I remember that she hit a double fault actually, because I was ready to celebrate, but you can't really celebrate on a double fault. And I love Petra. Aww. As you can see, we will have a nice hug here. Yeah, we're just, she's such one of the nicest girls out there. 88 minutes in the third set. That was a long time. And it felt like we went through all the it went like we went through all the seasons. You know how Melbourne has all
Did
different
it?
seasons? It felt like it was hot, it was cold, it was windy, it was rainy, it was light, it was dark, like night fell, the moon came, the stars, everything happened.
4
It was-
seasons in one match.
It was 4 seasons, daylight and night, so everything happened. And definitely in Grand Slams in general, I think you see it. You've seen so many good matches here, and the reason for that is you just push a bit harder
Yeah.
when it's a major tournament. You just push a bit harder, and that's not even a conscious decision. It's just subconscious. Your body just does the extra step that you thought you couldn't take. That's the one thing, and then the other thing. Now looking back at it, I would have never said that when I was still playing myself, because we're great at being delusional tennis players. But now looking back at it, seeing tennis from the outside, I was quite limited as a tennis player. But I had 2 great traits. I was physically obviously very fit, and I was mentally quite strong. And I don't mean that by mentally quite strong, I don't mean like I was playing my best tennis under
Sure.
immense pressure, but I was able to keep focus for a very long time.
Yeah.
So these 6-all, 7-all, 8-all type of matches, they never really bothered me.
That's the tennis player in you, is you're almost knocking yourself by saying you didn't have as much talent or enough, comparing to other
Yeah.
players. But that's part of your talent. That's part of the package of the sport.
What is really nice now, that the conversation about talent has changed, right? It's not, I think in 10 years ago, maybe somebody that we would define as talented was Roger Federer, who
Yeah.
had great hands and great angles and saw the game so well and played beautifully. And I think now, and I credit that to Novak Djokovic, not that he's not talented, he's tremendously talented, but he doesn't look like Novak Djokovic in that same way.
Yeah.
He has other talents,
Yeah.
right? And that's a talent too, and I think he's really changed the conversation that how we talk about tennis.
What's it been like for you? We loved this moment yesterday with Vika saying how excited she was to see you on court. What's it been like? Because these are tough interviews to do on court, not only for the crowd, but for the TV audience.
It really is, because you don't know in what mood the tennis player will be. Some want to get off the court as quickly as possible. Vika, obviously, it helps that we know each other, that we like each other, and Vika was in a great mood. She had played a fantastic match. First of all, I was rocking Ralph Lauren here, and I expect a personal phone call from him.
Okay.
Hasn't arrived
Do you
yet.
want to? There's your camera. You want to talk to Ralph?
Call me. I'm rocking this
You
shirt.
look great.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's talk about the more important thing. Vika was so great, and she, talking about TED Talks, she went into
She
a
did.
full-on TED Talk. The audience was stunned, and everyone was like, "Where's my notebook? I kind of have
Seriously.
to take notes."
All
I
about
really,
mental fortitude.
mental fortitude, because she had a few tough moments in the second set, and how she overcame those, and what goes through your mind, and how she tries to teach her son Leo those. So, and I like to keep my interviews light and fun. That was not that, but it was great because you could just feel the audience be dialed in, and this is what you mean, I think, by it's tough. You have the audience in the stadium and the TV audience, because Vika is talking about something. And you can just feel the stadium, right?
Yeah.
I can feel the crowd being dialed in, and in the back, my producer is like,
Wrap it up.
"Wrap it up,
Hurry up.
girlfriend.
You're getting
wrap
this.
it up. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
We are getting out. We have
Yeah.
to get out." And I'm like, "Oh, what do I do? Everyone wants to hear this." And so this is, I think, what you mean
Yeah.
by you have to cater to 2 audiences: the one behind the camera and the one in the stadium. I picked the one in the stadium.
That's all right.
Sorry, producer. Just look at the crowd.
Everyone-
Everyone is stunned. Meanwhile, the producer
was
in the back.
crying.
Yes. I'm telling you, you can just feel that's the best part.
And they're
in
literally
being-
counting you out. They're like, Pecco 5,
Yes,
4,
yes.
shut up in 3.
Yes.
And you're like, but this is amazing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you've done it multiple
I
times, so
have.
you know exactly how it feels like. But I love that feeling of having the crowd be like, "Oh, this is something interesting. We want to be part of this," right? And that was, in this case, it was very much so. And, and look,
Ah, Leo.
smile is
Nice.
non-negotiable. Love mom. Love that she's doing some parenting over moms.
From
and
afar. Yeah. Oh, with the popcorn you have left.
Yes.
Thanks for spilling the popcorn. Thanks for spilling the beans. I didn't know that was your best match ever against Sharapova. I love that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was. It was a long time ago. I was very young, and somebody had to be the first one to spill it.
Yeah, exactly. You're a trailblazer. Andrea Pekovic, thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.